I'm 19 years old, I'm the sales manager for Clavicular, and I make around $30,000 a month wherever I want, whenever I want. 2 years ago, I was smoking, drinking, playing video games all day. Here's exactly how that changed. Let me take you back. I played hockey my entire life, and that was my whole identity. I even got to play at the college level. Senior year of high school, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. The disease attacks your digestive system, and honestly, the pain was pretty brutal. Then, freshman year of college came around, and to be honest, I couldn't take it anymore. It was too much pain. I would go hit someone on the ice and pretty much just go to the bench and almost throw up. It's something that honestly I just couldn't handle, especially at the college level. So what did I do? I quit hockey, and with that, my whole identity from the time I was 3 years old to 18 years old was gone. Honestly, I was lost. I didn't really know who I was after that. I checked out completely. I started smoking, drinking, partying every weekend. I was playing Fortnite till like 4 a.m., eating like shit. I was 230 pounds, all fat, had a bunch of acne on my face. I had no plan and no purpose. I was 17, 18, feeling like the best version of me was just left on the ice, and everything after that was pretty much downhill. That was my lowest point, but then I stumbled across something that really changed everything for me. I started looking into ways to make real money. I probably tried every business model: drop shipping, day trading, crypto, TikTok shop. Then one day, one of my friends came up to me and asked me, "Bro, have you ever heard of door-to-door sales?" I'm like, "No," but I looked into it. So I thought it was worth a shot, and I looked into training for EcoShield pest control, I believe February of 2024. I went out knocking on the doors, and honestly, I hated being outside all day in the hot weather during the summer especially, but there was something I did love, and that was sales. I love the psychology, I love the clothes, I love convincing someone to buy. That's when I realized sales is a skill, not some random talent, an actual skill that you can go out and learn. But I didn't want to go out knocking doors selling pest control forever, so I started looking into ways to make money remotely with sales. I just knew there was a way to do this remotely, I just didn't know how yet. Fast forward to 2025, I made a decision. I was gonna learn sales the right way. I found a mentor online, someone who's actually doing high-ticket sales remotely and making serious money doing so. The mentor cost me $4,000, and I didn't just have that lying around, but I knew something needed to change, so I committed to it. I liquidated stuff, sold my gaming computer at the time for $2,000 on Facebook Marketplace. I had $4,000 almost exactly in my bank account, and I went all in on sales. And in March 2025, I got on my first offer with remote high ticket sales. I had my full bank account on the line, and there was no backup plan. Real quick, let me explain what high ticket sales actually is, because some of you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about. High ticket sales is essentially selling something expensive remotely. Think about like courses, mentorships, coaching programs, masterminds, anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. Plus, your job is to understand their problem, show them how the offer solves it, and close the deal. You're talking to someone who went through the full funnel. They just need to be convinced that it's actually worth the investment, because typically people aren't just willing to spend $5,000 just like that. And here's the beautiful part. You get commission, typically like 10 to 20% for closers. For setters, it's typically, I would say 5 to 7.5%, depending how your offer runs bonuses, etc. Let's say you land a day trading offer. They're selling their mentorship for $5,000. Let's say you close 2 of those in a day. That's $1,000. And over 30 days, that's 30 grand. That's a lot of money. That's why it pays so well. That's why it's attractive. That's why it's the game that I got into. Obviously, it's not gonna be like that every time. There's gonna be days that you don't make any sales. There's gonna be days that you make even more than that. That's the industry that I've gotten into, and quite frankly, I think you guys should too. Okay, so here's exactly how I climbed from March 2025 to where I am now. I made $600 on my first offer, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I understood that repetition is going to get me to where I wanted to be, and ultimately needed to be done because I was learning every single call. Then I got on a pretty good e-commerce offer, and I made my first $3,000. Still learning, I started seeing a pattern. The more I started understanding these objections, the more people said yes. In May to August 2025, this is when things exploded. I landed my first big offer for a day trader at the time, and I decided to offer stack it with a high ticket sales offer. I was setting on the day trading offer and closing. I was hungry, and I was ready to make a shit ton of money. During this stretch, I was doing consistently $8,000 cash collected to $100,000 for my clients, and I was seeing really good results for being just a beginner. In August 2025, I landed my biggest offer, and that was when I started hitting my first $10,000 a month. And I was just setting. That's when I realized managing and building a team could actually multiply my income. In September, I finally landed a closing offer for a trader, but I also got my biggest opportunity yet. That was to become a manager for Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of fucking Wall Street, the one you guys all know of. That's when I realized I'm playing at a different level.
Practice to perfection took some trying.
I'm seeing how to manage these big offers at scale, and I'm closing deals consistently. I was the top closer on their offer for months, consistently crushing the numbers. In November, Clavicular reached out to me and asked me to start closing for them. And I was still managing Jordan Belfort at the time, but I decided that I would do both and see how things went. In February, they promoted me to manager on Clavicular's offer. I was finally not just closing deals, I was managing setters and closers, and I was building systems and helping the offer scale. And also, I was still managing offers at the time and closing on the side. That's my whole journey, $600 my first month to managing the biggest offers in the world at scale. Complete beginner to one of the top people in the space in just over a year. I did over 2.5 million cash collected at 19 years old. That's not revenue for the company, that's actual cash in our pockets from my work and my team's work. And right now I'm making around $30,000 a month, and that comes from my closes and my team's closes because I'm managing. This is reputable. This isn't luck. This is a system. I manage X closers and X setters. They go out and close the deals. It's scalable, it's predictable, it's real. And I'm just 19 years old. I don't have a college degree. I don't have rich parents. I'm not some Nepo baby. What I have is results and proof that this model actually works. $2.5 million closed at 19 years old. That's the proof. And here's the part most people don't talk about. This isn't just about money. I was smoking, drinking, partying every day, 230 pounds. I was completely checked out. Now I'm 170 pounds. I lost 60 pounds. I'm disciplined with my time. I'm disciplined with my work. I'm disciplined with my health. When you actually commit to something, it changes everything. It changes your health, your mindset, your energy, and your future. I went from thinking the best version of me was left in the past, in that hockey rink, on the ice, but it's actually right now. That's the real transformation. That's what actually matters. Or maybe you're in college or you're working at 9 to 5 and you know that path isn't for you. And you know there's ways to make real money online. You just don't know where to start. I'm here to tell you that there's a way out. I'm proof that you can do this. Not because I'm special, but because I was at rock bottom and I actually committed to something that really pays. High ticket sales changed my life. It gave me my identity back and it gave me control to actually build something real. But here's what's also real. It requires really hard work. It requires being coachable. It requires sacrifice. I sold my computer to buy a mentorship. I spent months learning. I didn't quit when it got hard. Most people watching this will see the money and be like, oh, that's cool, and just keep scrolling and going on with their day. That's fine. But some of you are gonna think, actually, I can do this. This guy was broken at rock bottom and made the sacrifice and committed to something to ultimately get him to where he wants to be. Maybe I can too. If that's you, there's a path forward. If you want to learn more about getting started with high ticket sales, I have some resources in the description. But other than that, thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.